Ooh, good morning, everyone. Let's get organized here. Oops. Ah, good morning. Actually, I'm gonna stand before we start here. And I need a better workflow for getting streams started. Takes like 90 button clicks. Go live on YouTube. For 2 streams to stream vertically, like, has to be a better way. Has to be a better way. Okay. What do we got today? We got a lot of space news again, a little bit of piece of gaming news, and then more AI stuff. Got OpenAI Shipmas day 5 at 10 a.m. again, which we'll tune in, see what they announced. Google Gemini released Gemini 2.0, which is they said it's great for AI or agentic workflows, so AI agents, which is, you know, the trend. So I'm curious what Google's take on that is, and we'll take a look. Google also released here we go. Also released they released like several AI products, honestly. So we have some blog posts to go through. We'll take a look at that, and then some space news, space updates, which I want to incorporate more into the stream because I like space stuff and I want to cover that more actively. And also I want to see, and I want to cover space launches too. I like that. I enjoy that. And a little Apple news, which we'll go over. Just look at all right, just get into it. Space flight now. There's a launch tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. PST. Oh, maybe we'll stream a little longer tomorrow and watch that. And this new Glenn, we briefly covered yesterday on stream, but I want to cover that too. Watch that at least. And that's all we have for the end of the year, seems like. $9 a.m. EST, that's 6 a.m. PST. I will run when I wake up, so I won't be able to watch that one. This one's, we may watch this. This is 1 PST, but even then, nah. But we'll see if we can tune in for this one tomorrow. Today's tomorrow, or today is Wednesday. Yeah, Thursday. Do a little longer stream tomorrow. I'm down for that, to watch this. We could end on this because we'll watch Shipmas from 10 a.m. to like 10:30, probably. OpenAI's day 6 tomorrow, and then we'll cover whatever they talk about, and then by the time then, this will be rolling around. And it's Thursday, which is like my Friday right now, so all right, let's just jump into it. Just we'll cover some quick topics here before 10 a.m. Just some ones I want to cover. Also, let me I just need I'm streaming on X, but I don't really get how it works. Like, it's on my timeline, like I posted it. I just don't understand how, like, the views, I just don't understand how it works yet. Quality's actually like pretty good on there. It's like, actually it's okay. But anyways, This is interesting. Apple may be partnering with Broadcom to make AI processors for servers. And I thought Apple was just going full in on ChatGPT. Testing, hello. Okay. I thought Apple was going full in on ChatGPT. I did not expect them to be making their own server chips just for AI. You know, they gotta Apple has to generate those emojis somehow, you know. As far as Apple Intelligence servers, Apple's said to be at least in part working with Broadcom on new processor design. Apple makes much of how Apple Intelligence works on device, but it's also clear that there are requests that need you to use greater large language models, such as requests sent to Apple servers, and the company has been working to produce servers processors specifically for this purpose. And I do wonder why they're going for their own design. I mean, I guess we know why, but why when they don't really have any, like, I don't know, Apple Intelligence is just kind of like whatever right now. I guess they want to get ahead of it, but why just not go with an off-the-shelf chip? Like, why do they need to make their own? According to the information, that work includes a partnership with Broadcom to make processors codenamed Baltra for release in 2026. Wow. Reportedly, this does not mean Broadcom designing and producing the new processor, but possibly only providing one of several chiplets. Processor's function could be split into several chiplets, which Apple later recombines into a single chip. This seems to be what like Intel's kind of doing too, like E cores, P cores, whatever. Apple does that with their silicon chips as well. It would reportedly reduce manufacturing complexity, but also mean Apple could keep its overall design confidential, even from partner firms. Wow. And I do wonder, like, it's interesting because these are definitely for like Linux, you know, Unix-based servers. I know that's what technically Mac is, but you know they're not running Mac on the server. Not certain why Apple would want to partner with Broadcom when it's already developing its own Apple Silicon processors. Yeah, I mean, those aren't like, I don't know if those would be called like server grade though. However, AI servers may need many processors working in tandem, and Broadcom could be working on the networking in between. So this is interesting also that it's a CPU, not, you know, a GPU type of chip. I mean, I guess this is also in line with like Apple has their, or not Apple, Microsoft has been making their own, and we also have the Google has their own TPU, so it's probably in line with something like that. I do wonder too if, well, I guess this is a server chip, but yeah, I don't know. Reportedly, Apple canceled the development of an unknown high-performance processors for Macs in order to divert engineers to this AI server chip. Wow. The engineers in question are based in Israel. It's claimed that those engineers were instrumental to the move to Apple's silicon. Baltra, named after one of the Galapagos Islands, is expected to be manufactured by TSMC using its N3P process. Announced in April 2024, the technology is expected to be first seen in the processors for the iPhone 17 Pro. Separately, it's previously reported that Apple's in talks with Foxconn to build Apple Intelligence servers in Taiwan. Yeah, interesting. And also that it's they're going to be manufactured by TSMC. I wonder if this is going to take away from other allocation, or if TSMC is like allocation for TSMC manufacturing, because I mean they only have so much that they can manufacture, so manufacturing like space. And especially considering the likes of AMD, Nvidia, all these other big chip makers who seem to probably, yeah, I don't know actually. Yeah, I wonder how this works, if TSMC like has the capacity. But yeah, interesting. Yeah, look at Mac rumors. M4 Extreme chip unlikely after Apple cancels high performance chip. Yeah, it's crazy that they canceled another chip for this, like a consumer one, for the server. So it must be, they must have maybe underestimated timelines. They want to focus more on AI. Maybe they didn't expect it to come, you know, crashing down, not crashing down, but like skyrocketing as fast. Maybe they don't like the reliance on the other companies for not only just the chips, but also servers. You know, there could be several reasons, but I do wonder, the fact that they canceled and diverted resources towards it makes me think that like something, you know, there's a strategy change behind the scenes. Sounds like Apple's canceled a previously rumored Extreme chip for the Mac. It was previously reported that an M2 Extreme chip was scrapped a few years ago, but perhaps Apple had revisited the idea since then. In any case, it now sounds like an M4 Extreme chip is also unlikely. Apple likely would have introduced the M4 Extreme in its high-end Mac Pro tower. Oh, yeah, that sucks because that idea, yeah, the Mac Pro tower, is it just the Mac Pro? That hasn't been updated in a minute. Yeah, this thing. This hasn't been updated in a minute. $7,000. That's crazy. Cool. I wanted to say video games. That just funny. If the M4 Extreme were to have been a quadrupled version of the M4 Max chip that debuted in the MacBook Pro a few months ago, it would have been massive specifications, including up to 64 core and up to an 160 core GPU. While the Extreme chip may be on the table again, it seems like Apple has reportedly shown interest in developing such a chip, so perhaps it will eventually materialize as part of the M5 series or later. Yeah, I mean, I bet you it'll materialize still, because high-end computing like that could be something. I mean, they definitely need to update the Mac Pro, but also just could be something to continue like or break into more. Cool. But yeah, that's interesting. Server chip. Also, it's kind of interesting. I mean, kind of just the pattern that we're seeing, how more companies are just getting into more verticals to be able to cut out more middlemen within their business, especially large big tech companies. Almost every big tech company, maybe bar like more software companies like Meta, they all have their own chips. Amazon has their I mean, Amazon has several, I'm pretty sure, but they definitely have their Graviton. Apple has a line of their own chips. Microsoft is now making their own. They make like the like a DPU or something, data processing unit at their like showing not too long ago. Google has their TPU. They also have their mobile chip, which I think is also called TPU. But I think that's actually in partnership. Google's chip is in partnership with AMD or something. But yeah, so there's definitely it's definitely a trend, and I wonder, as this expands more, if other like the likes of maybe Meta or like I don't know Netflix is AWS, so I doubt that, but any company who kind of has to have their own data center, I think that they're probably going to start leaning towards their own chips. Does Meta custom CPU? I feel like they'd have to have it. Artemis processors. When was this? This is February. Meta said to deploy a new custom design artificial intelligence processor in its data centers this year, reports Reuters. A new system on chips, okay, SOC, are codenamed Artemis, and are designed to support Meta's aggressive AI product roll across platforms and devices. Meanwhile, they're set to reduce Meta's reliance on NVIDIA GPUs and controllers. Okay, so Meta does have their own, I guess. Meta's transition to using custom chips could result in substantial savings, but potentially reducing annual energy. Yeah. Other hyperscalers like Amazon, Google, Microsoft are also developing their own AI chips and general purpose processors in a bid to cut hardware costs and power consumption. Yeah, interesting. So yeah, I mean, this is just a trend. So I guess it makes sense for Apple. Because I wonder if Apple runs its own data centers or if they use a host. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, AWS. Apple spends at least $1.5 billion on AWS over 5 years. This is 2019, so it was ending today. 30 million a month. But realistically, would they? Over the long term, they probably would save money, but it would be a insane like upfront cost. Like they'd have to spend so much money. Because not only would you have to build out, the physical hardware data centers, you'd also have to replicate software and services that AWS provides that don't exist except outside of AWS, or at least their version of it that's hooked into all of your existing technology and ecosystems. Like that's a big jump there. So yeah, it's interesting. Okay, let me just quick check. Okay, good. Also, this is kind of I don't know what to make of this. Mozilla Firefox removes do not track feature support. And yeah, allows users. It's a browser setting, which I mean, I have turned on, but again, it's like you don't really know when it works, I guess, because websites don't have to follow it, and that's kind of their like why they're removing it is they just say most websites don't follow it, and then it actually could reduce your privacy. Yeah. We put 2025 with growing concerns about online privacy. Mozilla believes that do not track is no longer an effective privacy measure. Many websites ignore the do not track signal. Yeah, which I mean, makes sense. Heard that before. Believes that this privacy feature preference is not honored by websites and that sending the do not track signal may impact your privacy. And I don't really understand that. Most major websites track their visitors' behavior and then sell or provide the information to other companies. Yep. This information can be used to show ads, products, or services specifically targeted to you. Firefox has a do not track feature that lets you tell every website visit, their advertisers and content providers that you do not want your browser behavior tracked. Honoring the settings voluntarily, individuals' websites are not required to respect it. Websites that do honor the setting should automatically stop tracking your behavior without any further action from you. Turning on this feature will not affect your ability to log into websites nor cause Firefox for your private. Okay. I thought they were going to explain why it's bad for privacy. My assumption is that I don't even know, actually. It must be something where like the fact that you have it on makes you more unique than having it off, because more people have it off than on. That's the only way I could think of like it not being like that, because sometimes having too many privacy protecting features actually makes you more like too unique. And I think that's the case with like extensions or something too. Speaking of, I think we could go to, yeah, Privacy Badger. And there's like a test, tools. Certbot. Yeah, cover your tracks. Yeah, this. I don't want to like show my IP or something. Yeah. Testing my browser. But yeah, I think having too many extensions actually like is probably bad. I have a shit ton. Literally just yesterday I was going through and disabling a bunch because YouTube has been lagging for me, and I don't know why. The only thing I could really, okay, actually this is crazy because YouTube was lagging and I went in and I was having an error that was just spamming like about blank, which is kind of like a new tab. Like every second it was just adding on an error, and so over time it just balloons to like hundreds of errors. And I know it's an extension. I just don't know which one is causing it. And I'm not about to sit here and like enable extensions one by one. I did do that with the YouTube, with like a few YouTube extensions I have, but I still couldn't even figure it out. All right, it says that I could be at risk. I don't know why though. It's still running. It does indicate that you have some protection against web tracking, but it has some gaps. It's still running though. I don't know. Really, the only 3 privacy protecting features are Brave Shield, uBlock Origin, which is just usually Brave Shield just blocks the same thing, and then I have Privacy Badger. I had a few others, but honestly, it was to the point where it was like too much, and like too much stuff was breaking, and I just couldn't browse the web casually. Like Decentralites is another one I used for a while, but that was like too aggressive. Even I only recently enabled Privacy Badger because it was like way too aggressive. Like too many things were breaking. Anyways, let me let's pull up another story. Oh yeah, let's cover the Fortnite story. FTC paying out first rounds of Fortnite refunds. Epic Games coughed up $520 million to the agency after players were tricked into making unintentional purchases. Federal Trade Commission is sending out 629,000 payments worth more than $72 million to Fortnite players as part of a settlement deal with Epic Games, according to FTC announcement. Wonder what that what we could, how much this is. $100 each, bro. That's nothing. All right. I mean, I guess it's something. FIFA. Wait, Saudi Arabia will host the World Cup in 2034. FIFA bent its own rules in the bid, and critics have raised concerns about migrant workers. Bro, FIFA is like crazy. I don't even know what. FIFA like just has no spine. So just kind of trying to stall until 10. I don't. The next story, the Google Gemini one's just going to take a while. Or it's going to be the most content on the stream here. Okay. Epic Games was ordered to pay $520 million just under 2 years ago to settle allegations that the game maker used design tactics known as dark patterns to deceive customers into making unwanted purchases and allow children to rack up charges without parental involvement. I wonder what like it actually was though, or like what is dark patterns or whatever, like what ones they used. Epic Games also accused of blocking users from their purchased content when they disputed the unauthorized charges. About half that money was paid as penalties to the FTC directly. The rest is earned marked for player refunds, and today $72 million covers a little under a third of the total amount, with the rest to be distributed as a later date, according to the announcement. I mean, realistically, with Trump though, like this is good, like gonna get thrown out or something. I don't know. I could see Trump hating video games though. Fortnite's getting a 5v5 first-person shooter mode? The heck? FPSs are coming back. Got this, Delta Force, that Marvel class-based shooter game, although that one's not first-person. Deadlock, that's not first-person either, but shooters. Yeah, so I guess this is a win for Fortnite players. I could see Fortnite being something like, okay, instead of getting that money, what if we'll give you double in V-Bucks? What do you say? Guarantee you most people will take that who play Fortnite still. V-Bucks. Oh, actually, I have a, whoops. Quite a few space stories today, actually. Rocket Labs, you kind of briefly covered on stream the other day. They did a secretive launch last month, which was a hypersonic test for the US military. Rocket Labs test platform showcased a new suite of cutting-edge technologies optimized for hypersonic technology tests with vastly increased payloads. Rocket Lab's pioneering suborbital launch last month conducted hypersonic tests for the US military, the company revealed. And I wonder what this means, like the rocket was actually hypersonic, or it's like some sort of device that they launched. Mission was in question lifted off on November 24th from the Mid-Atlantic Regional Spaceport, Mars, on Virginia's Wallops Island. It employed HASTE, the suborbital variant of Rocket Lab's Workhorse Electron launcher. Less than 22 hours later, an Electron lofted 5 Internet of Things satellites into orbit for the French company Kinesis, notching an unprecedented spaceflight doubleheader for Rocket Lab. That's cool. It's good to see other companies kind of have very quick cadence similar to SpaceX now, especially with multiple launch, multiple spaceports, like launch ports, I guess, launch pads. You could be working in parallel with different companies, kind of similar. I don't know if this seems like it was the same launch pad though. Mission success. 2 launches in less than 24 hours from 2 pads in 2 different hemispheres. Okay, there we go. Rocket Lab said via X shortly after Electron liftoff. It's cool. What if Elon Musk replied? I wouldn't be surprised. Being snarky. That's cool. Thing takes off so quick, but it's like kind of a little small still, so that's probably why.
Beginning pitch over.
Whoops. Trying to get the OpenAI thing up. Yeah, suborbital launch for Department of Defense took place in November to test hypersonic tech for the MACH-TB program, which aims to increase U.S. hypersonic flight tests. So it was for some device. Oh, here it is. All right, 25 minutes. Cool. Yeah, tested hypersonic. The mission provided hypersonic test launch capabilities under the multi-service advanced capabilities hypersonic test bed, mock TB. Okay, multi-service advanced capabilities hypersonic test bed, which aims to increase hypersonic flight testing for the United States in support of technology maturation. Yeah, hypersonic technology tests with vastly increased payload. The Rocket Lab also designed, manufactured, assembled, and integrated with the experimental hypersonic instrumentation, which was launched on this mission, but on a highly accelerated timeline. Yeah, and Rocket Labs has a unique, I guess it's not unique, but it's similar to, it's just a similar strategy business model that tech has been doing, and it seems like in space we're also getting similar. But Rocket Lab has the full stack, so they could make the satellite for you and launch it into space and do all the software and all the kind of behind the scenes stuff. Spin Launch, who we kind of looked at the other day, is taking a similar approach where they actually make the satellite or whatever the payload is that you want to go up to space for you, and they'll also launch it for you via their little spinny thing, their spin launch platform. And it seems like, you know, I guess I'm comparing to SpaceX because SpaceX doesn't necessarily, they don't do that. They're just more of a launch bed. They have their launch systems. I don't know what the official term is. Launch services, I think, actually. They have launch services, and that's really about it. I'm sure they have some post-launch stuff, but they don't develop the satellite for you. That's the main thing. Rocket Lab will do that for you. Spin Launch will do that for you. And that seems to be a good way to make money while you're still testing out your launch systems and launch platform and such. Rocket Labs is public. Rocket Lab. They've been doing pretty good, actually. Dang, I wanted to get some stock, but oh, maybe not. Yeah, 54%. Year to date, they're up 330%. Wow, they actually had a huge spike way back then. Just recently, they actually surpassed that. It seems like they're back on the downhill. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the news is, like why it's gone up. Probably this latest launch. I don't know. I was thinking about getting in on them just because there's not many public space companies besides traditional defense companies. I don't really want to. Yeah, I don't know about traditional defense companies. Rocket Lab's naming is also off the charts. Like, it's way too good than it needs to be. Rocket Lab hit another milestone in its November 25th orbital mission, which it called ICE. ICE. I assume that AIS is pronounced ICE or something similar. Baby. The launch pushed the total number of satellites deployed by the 59-foot tall Electron over 200 to 203. Electron now has flown a total of 54 times, including 13 times so far this year. I mean, this is still like rookie numbers, but it's better than most still. Like, you know, it'll just take him time to get up there. HASTE's lone mission before the November 24th flight, which Rocket Labs called HASTE Hasta La Vista, launched June 2023. Also from the Mars pad. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, cool. Good to see more competition. In the space sector, not only just competition, but space companies that are actually doing things and launching stuff, because, you know, there's just a lot of talk and a lot of space startups don't actually get to the point where they actually make and launch something. So Rocket Labs is cool. Glad to see that they're being successful. They're doing good, being successful. Um, this is interesting. This is some crazy shit. China is building on-orbit space situational awareness capabilities to navigate crowded orbits. Like, you know, it kind of seems like yeah, they're being able to like navigate, like fly around in space around, you know, or at least launch satellites in a competitive orbital positions and be able to navigate to not hit shit, which that could be very advantageous, not only just to be able to safely launch satellites in crowded orbits, in like a crowded orbit, but to be able to just have a satellite in a crowded orbit gives, I mean, there's like strategic advantages outside of just space. Like there's like defense, you know, I don't know, you could like do some self-sabotage shit, go up there, be able to get into tight space and just have a satellite sitting around a bunch of other important satellites, and then when the time comes, you could like detonate it and destroy them. But in order to get them there, you kind of need to be able to have it maneuverable in an orbit like that. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's just read though. I like speculating before I read though. China's developing a dependence on space-based situational awareness as its space activities expand, according to a new report. China's on-orbit presence has grown dramatically in years, with a boom in numbers of satellites launched and the construction of the Tiangong space station. However, its space situational awareness architecture heavily relies on space-based systems due to its limited global ground sensor network, according to a report from the China Aerospace Studies Institute. Okay, that's interesting. What? This is... Wait. Advancing understanding of China's aerospace forces? This is so interesting. This is an American. I thought this was like a... I thought this was a... like gonna go to a Chinese website. Also, Air University. I'm a... my alma mater. Credits from there. Represent. Where's the actual report, though? Click here for the full report. 28 page. This report attempts to answer two questions. First, what do Chinese authors writing in Chinese and English reveal about domestic satellite supporting space? Wait, what do Chinese authors writing in Chinese and English reveal about space surveillance? Okay. Second, given the available open source information, OSINT, in what ways does China's approach to conducting space-based space situational awareness differ from that of the United States? I see. Yeah, I mean, the fact that the United States has, you know, military installations across the world, that allows us a lot of, you know, we just get better access, can do more things because we could put things on these military bases that are, one, protected, and two, are distributed across the world. And really no other country has that, unless you're maybe an ally with us, or you're someone like, I don't know, the UK maybe, with like like the monarchy, which is interesting comparing the United States to a monarchy like that. I'm just saying. But yeah, I don't know. This is interesting. China's on-orbit presence has grown dramatically in years, with a boom in numbers of satellites launched and the construction... Oh yeah, I already read this. Report provides new insights into China's space situational awareness infrastructure and outlines its unique constraints and priorities. China has sent at least 10 spacecraft to low Earth orbit for space-based situational awareness. I'm just going to say that, because it'd be space-based space situational awareness. I guess yeah, that would make sense, because it could not be space-based space situational awareness. It's like a tongue twister. According to the analysis of open source Chinese reports and literature, further unspecified satellites in general orbits have been referred to text as carrying out space situational awareness tasks. Noted satellites include Xi'an and Shijian technology demonstrated spacecraft, as well as satellites from commercial actors. Guan, yeah. Sorry, I'm butchering these names. Satellite technology operator of the Jilin remote sensing constellation and Origin Space, a space resources firm. Space mining test. Well, the satellite used mostly optical, including infrared for detecting heat sources, especially useful when spacecraft are in Earth's shadow, and LiDAR. And radio frequency sensors with a variety of detection ranges. Interesting. I imagine detecting heat sources is probably pretty effective too, especially if they have some sort of like solar panels. I imagine that has to generate some sort of heat. If they have any battery, although there's probably pretty good insulation, but I imagine it's still producing some sort of heat, considering like space is like vacuum and cold. So yeah, that's interesting. And radio frequency, I mean, everyone has most satellites. I imagine every satellite has some sort of radio on it, and so I think that would also probably be a good way. But it may not always be emitting, maybe, or receiving. Chinese satellites employ onboard processing for tasks like collision avoidance, aiming to reduce reliance on limited and overburdened ground stations. This autonomy enables faster response times, crucial for a nation with limited access to global relay networks. The general U.S. approach is described as relying on data analysis on the ground with human oversight. Interesting. So it's more human-based, whereas like they're going for a more autonomous based system. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It's faster. Especially with AI and such now, like we should be able to synthesize data, like lots of data, especially like streaming from satellites pretty easily. But regardless, I mean, that kind of stuff shouldn't be too hard. Thing. Low Earth orbit is currently the main focus of its situational awareness efforts due to the dense satellite population and collision risk. Less attention is set on geostationary orbit, on which the US has a stronger focus. Interesting. And I mean, low Earth orbit's probably more strategic because it could do things that reach Earth quicker, but it could just reach Earth realistically. I think that's probably why it's a bit more valuable right now. Because if we're thinking defense applications too, that's pretty valuable. The development of China's space situational awareness is seen not only as having military uses and applications, but also for collision avoidance. Oh yeah, okay, the military uses, yeah. But for collision avoidance and other strategic and economic reasons, the efforts also assist China's aim of building its own space object catalog rather than relying on US or Russian data. That's interesting that they don't have that. Traditional methods for tracking and identifying satellites are falling behind as space grows more crowded, leaving critical gaps and uncertainties. HEO's flyby NEI. So I wonder if it's changing that effort, offered rapid satellite identification and characterization. Who is this? On-demand non-Earth imaging and insights of spacecraft that matter. What is NEI? Noise. I feel like noise something. Non-Earth imagery. Flyby non-Earth imagery. Maybe? We turned on our home's image sensor towards Jupiter. Maybe it's like a quality in-orbit insights. We bridge this gap with scalable. Bro, they keep saying NEI. Failing satellites, accumulating debris, bad actors, explaining. Over 500 unidentified objects orbiting Earth. Our no UFO policy is I helped identify 66 of them. Interesting. That's cool. The one thing though is like there's just not any money in recovering space junk. Like the government's gonna probably have to subsidize that if we actually want to clean it up or have some other motivation or reason. Imagine anything in the solar system on demand. Okay, non-Earth imaging. Okay, so we figured it out. HEO's non-Earth imaging and insight service enables commercial government and defense organizations to identify, characterize, and monitor space objects at scale. 25 successful missions, 46 in-orbit sensors. HEO leverages the world's largest commercially available non-Earth imaging dataset and NEI sensor network to visually monitor your satellites. So they just must have a bunch of these satellites positioned throughout like different orbits and different level like heights, and they just must collect data on orbiting satellites. This is actually sick. This is a good. Yeah, I could see this being useful. See what they're hiring. 'Cause this is always a key to see how fast they're going and what they actually want. Dang it, space mission analyst. Bro, this job sounds sick. This is what I would totally do this job. If only I had Japanese citizenship. Decision date was passed. Are they out of Japan? Are they Japanese? They didn't look like it. Recorded in Australia with offices in UK and US. So they have 46 in-orbit sensors, one active. So they only have one camera? It's interesting that it's on a partner satellite. First, their flyby technology to inspect satellites and debris in Earth orbit. First non-Earth image, an image of the International Space Station using a partner Earth observation satellite. So they just must be turning otherwise Earth satellites to space. HEO launched world's first commercial camera dedicated to non-Earth imaging, the Holmes Imager, onboard a partner satellite. This looks like SpaceX. I wonder who's the partner satellite. They don't name that who it is, or partnerships. Here's their imaging. I've not heard of any of these. Orbital regimes. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Okay, China's approach is found to contrast with that of US, which integrates space-based SSA with extensive ground sensors. China's ability to establish ground sensors is limited by political factors. These divergent approaches bring potential challenges and opportunities. The report states China's reliance on space-based SSA assets could heighten threat perceptions if the systems are disrupted, potentially leading to the misinterpretation of incidents. Conversely, the report suggests this dependence may also drive China's commitment to space stability, given its growing reliance on space for economic and military operations. I mean, every country should have equal interest in having stability in space. Many things that we do every day, like GPS, rely on stability, space stability. And more people even rely on internet just in general. Satellite TV, although that's not really, if satellite TV went out, I mean, I don't know nowadays how popular that is. Direct TV, like Dish. Report also recommends the U.S. regulators expedite the process to allow companies to supply non-Earth imagery in higher orbits to remain competitive with Chinese companies. I wonder why that you can't. Right? Oh no. China's need for SSA, a catalog, and collision avoidance is growing. China has more than 900 satellites in orbit by mid-July this year, according to China's Central Television, CCTV. The country has launched over 230 spacecraft across 62 orbital launch attempts so far in 2024. Moving fast. 54 of these have been for the Qianfan 1,000-sail mega constellation, while the first satellites for the national Guowang constellation could launch on a Long March 5B rocket this week, together with the constellation plans to send more than 27,000 satellites into orbit. Hayden66, hey, thanks man, appreciate it. We're about to watch the OpenAI Shipmas here in like 3 minutes, but covering some space news. So let's check out this constellation. What is this? Long March 6 launches third batch of 1,000 sails constellation. And Long March 6 is kind of the SpaceX Falcon competitor. Thousand sails constellation late Tuesday as the firm began the project, aims for global service by 2025. I think this is similar to covering the we're just covering some space news here, and then we have OpenAI's launching or announcing something, but not sure what, here in like 2 minutes. But we usually cover tech news, AI news, space news, drama around what's going on there. Yeah, Starlink. Yeah, so 1,000 sails is like Starlink. SpaceX, meanwhile, already has more than 5,000 satellites in orbit for Starlink. Underscoring, yeah, so Chinese researchers earlier this year called for expanded capabilities. But yeah, interesting. Cool, yeah, interesting to see the technology, I guess, from like competing space agencies for other companies. Especially China, considering they're one of the top competitors, the US. And how fast they're growing in space, and that they have their own space station. No other countries really has that yet. So yeah, interesting to see how they progress. Yeah, I mean, I play anything, mostly indie games. I'm an old school RuneScape player. I'm gonna try out Delta Force here, like Battlefield, so that's good Battlefield replacement. I don't usually play games on stream here much, or at all, but mainly kind of covering tech stuff here. I want to try PoE 2, Path of Exile 2 here came out. I'm gonna try that. All right, should be starting any second. I mean, I love RPG games too. I mean, like, what do you play? stretch. Oh, here we go.
Welcome to day 5. Today is about making ChatGPT even easier to use. Our friends at Apple are releasing the ChatGPT in iOS for iPhone and iPad, and also on macOS. We really want to make ChatGPT as frictionless and easy to use everywhere. We love Apple devices, and so this integration is one that we're very, very proud of. You can use it without an account. If you have an account, it'll be even better. And I think we should just jump right in and show you how it works.
Yeah, cool.
So this is Dave.
I'm Dave. I'm from the engineering team. As Sam says, we love Apple devices. I've been using one for 30 years on lots of Apple devices.
Wow, me too.
On lots of Apple devices now, you will be able to invoke ChatGPT directly from the operating system. So this will work on iPhone, on iPad, and on Mac. We've got 3 different integrations.
I haven't played
today.
Diablo since
you all of them today.
Diablo 4 since release.
The first is Siri. So when Siri thinks that it would be helped by giving a task over to ChatGPT, it can
Heard
just
good
hand
things
it
about
off.
Grim Dawn.
The next is writing tools. So writing tools in Apple Intelligence lets you refine documents and summarize them, get key points. But now you can also use ChatGPT to compose a document from scratch, which is super cool. And also, we've got
this is lame though. All these
on the iPhone 16
updates are kind of dumb on the iPhone. Let's see if it's on here.
ChatGPT to learn more about the thing that you're looking at, which is super cool. So this is McDonald from the product team who's going to show us some of this stuff.
I think it's iOS 18.2.
Let's open up our iPhones a little bit. So now that I have this thing up, there's a couple things that you want to pay attention to. Once you get the iPhone, the first thing is that you have to enable Apple Intelligence. So we'll go into settings and we will go right into Apple Intelligence and Siri. I'll enable Apple Intelligence, which I have already, and then as I scroll down, the new ChatGPT extension is now available.
So cool, that's just ChatGPT.
When we open it up, you're going to be able to enable ChatGPT.
I don't even have this yet. I think it's 18.2.
And then there's also this option for you to confirm ChatGPT requests. So anytime, as Dave mentioned, Siri thinks, hey, this is a good idea to ask ChatGPT, it will prompt you to do so before you send your information over. And then you'll also have access to the app, which you can update, install, or open directly from here.
All right, man. I'm kind of watching this here on stream.
Main screen. And I feel like we're in a festive mood here.
Yeah.
Something's going on. So let's maybe get a Christmas party organized. And there's a quick shortcut. If you want to go directly to ChatGPT, you can just ask Siri to ask ChatGPT. So I'm going to invoke Siri.
Quite a lot of people coming in here asking for them to show art. It's kind of
organize a Christmas party for us? So right away, we see the working with ChatGPT. It's going to go back and forth, and I'm going to get a response. In this case, I see a whole bunch of different things: guest list, music and entertainment. Sam, any follow-ups?
Can we ask it for that holiday playlist?
Yeah, let's do that. Can we get a holiday playlist made? And I don't know about you guys, but there's one song I'm specifically looking for, and it is number one.
It's number one. If Mariah Carey weren't there, I think we'd have to file a bug.
Yeah, I think this is a good solid list. I like it. I want to be able to edit more in the ChatGPT app. So there's this blue icon at the bottom that says ChatGPT. If I click on that, it's going to open up ChatGPT with all of my conversation already integrated. So cool. And I can do the normal things of saying, hey, add emoji to my playlist, and it'll do that. But I think what we need is a little bit more of a festive thing. So I'm hoping this is festive, but let's make a album art cover. So let's make an album art cover.
Is this ChatGPT now?
I don't know why, but I'm feeling as though a Froge would really make it pop.
I'm having the same feeling too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something in the background, but I feel like a Froge.
What is a Froge?
In the cover.
Do you think ChatGPT knows what a Froge is?
Surely not. Let's see what comes through. And we've got ourselves
a beautiful.
We do have faster image gen coming.
Always great to see this come through. Hey, here we go.
A Froge.
Giant happy Froge in the middle with holiday vibes. I think we've got the makings of a party. And as we're in already a festive mood, I'd love to get the visual intelligence.
Super secret
rolling.
AGI.
I think
That's
we should
funny.
have a Christmas sweater contest, and I think ChatGPT should help us rank who's most to least fun. In preparation for this, I feel like the right move is to let Santa dance. So
If you're bringing your A game for the sweater contest, I will do the
I feel a
same.
little outgunned here. I wasn't gonna do anything.
so I'm gonna long press on the camera control button, and I've got the visual intelligence set up.
And now we can see our lovely camera crew.
Yeah,
too.
we're gonna break the fourth wall for a second. Can everybody wave?
Hey guys.
Oh, they have like.
So let's zoom in on our little picture here, and I'm gonna press this ask button, and that'll ask ChatGPT directly. First thing it's gonna do is it's just gonna like identify some of the things going on in the picture. My poor Santa's got covered, so we'll see how this goes. We're having a Christmas sweater contest. Make that on the left, Dave in the middle, and Sam on the right. Rank judge?
Judge, right? Because we don't judge.
We listen, but we don't
That's
judge.
right.
Rank us from most to least fun. All right, moment of truth here. Sam wins?
I file a bug for that.
So I'm last.
All
The sweater
sweaters
features a more traditional design with a subtle festive pattern. What?
Hang on, scroll down. Wait.
All the sweaters have their charm, but Sam stands out as the most fun with its bold
Let me tell
pattern.
you something. Someone bought like 3
Rigged.
options for me. I had to just pick right before this which one I was going to wear, and I thought that if I was going to win, it was because it was different. And you know,
Let's.
He came
make
into
a
this wanting to
trophy
win, like
image for Sam.
picking out sweaters. Like, which one is actually the best?
I was not expecting this result.
I really thought the LEDs
The
were
lights,
gonna
I
do
thought we
thought-
were gonna do something.
I thought you guys were gonna.
Or like ran it by ChatGPT beforehand.
That's a cool.
Great.
Yeah.
Love that.
Okay, so we've got the fun part of it taken care of. Wind out of my sails, and I'm gonna move Santa into a slow dance.
Yeah.
I just
now.
want to say I feel like that was very unjust.
I appreciate you, Sam. But we'll pass to Dave now, who's gonna show us how we can use Apple Intelligence to get back to work.
Yeah, so fun and games are over. If I'm back at my Mac, just like McDodge showed earlier with the iPhone, if you go into System Settings, you can enable Apple Intelligence. And so right here, we've got Apple Intelligence enabled, and new in macOS 15.2 Sequoia that we didn't have before is the ChatGPT extension. So just
Okay.
like on the iPhone or iPad, you can use this fully anonymous or with an account. We've got here an account that we have linked. And what's really cool is now that I've enabled Apple
leaked that
Intelligence, I
email.
can invoke Siri or writing tools from just about any application. And it's super easy to invoke Siri. So I've disabled Hey Siri so that all of the MacBooks and iPhones in this room don't go off at once. But you can type to Siri now. So if you either click on the little Siri icon on the top right or hit the Command key twice, it brings up the little Siri prompt.
It's really cool.
And again, like anytime Siri thinks, ooh, this is a complex task, maybe I should get ChatGPT's help with it, it'll hand it
task,
off, it'll ask
Siri.
for confirmation.
Like, I don't wanna
but
work,
then
I'm just
get,
gonna pass it off to my-
the help of our super powerful models to make it happen.
My worker.
So what are some places where we might use this? Well, gosh, in catching up on all of our launches this week, I've got here the O1 system card.
49-page system card.
49-page PDF. So I've opened this in preview, but again, like in any application, I can just double tap the Command key to bring up Type to Siri. How about this? This doc is super long. How did they get the model to be so good at coding? Oh, I spelled model wrong, that's
Yeah.
why. You know what? I wasn't in the system card, so let me make sure we get the right credit here.
Document
So what
super
happens
long.
is Siri recognizes, okay, this is a complex task. Let's send it off to ChatGPT. But before we do, it wants to know, do we want to send any of the content that I'm looking at as part of the request? And we can either send the screenshot or the full 49-page PDF.
Send it all.
Send it all. At all times, I'm in control of what I share with ChatGPT. And so now we're uploading this whole document for ChatGPT to process along with my query of like, how in the world did they get this model so good at coding? And awesome, there's the answer. Maybe this saves me a good bit of time. McDodge showed earlier on the iPhone that if you tap this little ChatGPT button down at the bottom, it will open this in ChatGPT. And that's super cool because then I get to save it for later. I get to continue the conversation. I get to do more with it. So like one of the cool things I might do now that I have it saved here and it shows up in my sidebar over there is, okay.
As a side note, the ChatGPT desktop app is so good now. If you've not tried
So
it yet,
good.
you should.
It's so good. I'm a more visual learner. Can we make a pie chart of the respective influence of each of the techniques on making it good at coding? And so this is just picking up where we left off. It already has the full PDF. It's able to read through it again, analyze it, reason about how, I guess, like the relative
This isn't really
ranks and
anything crazy,
importance
though.
of each of the different techniques here, and ultimately write some code to help visualize it.
Cool.
And I'll check with our colleagues over on the reasoning team if this is representative, but this helps me better understand the paper, which is super cool. So all of this from just about any application on your Mac, with you everywhere, in your iPhone, in your pocket. And we're hoping that a lot of folks who maybe are already using ChatGPT are now getting to use it in more places with less friction.
Yeah, so we're thrilled about this launch, or this release. This button makes it really easy to talk to ChatGPT. This button makes it easy for ChatGPT to look at something for you. We hope you love it. Grateful to our friends at Apple, and have a good day.
That's it. This is nothing new though. This is just Apple launching shit. Alright, this is lame. Day 6, day 5 is lame. I don't even have a Mac. I have an iPhone, but I can't even use it yet because I don't have 18.2. But also, like, it's nothing new. It's all it is just integrated into the system. If they already have the desktop apps, like, I don't know. This is whatever. Snoozer. All right. No. I don't really have anything else to say, I guess, because it wasn't that cool. All right, I guess we'll wait till tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow has a bigger launch. Let's jump into Google Gemini. Google Gemini. We'll start off with the videos here, just to mix it up. But yeah, Google Gemini 2.0, and it seems to be specific for agents, as many, including myself, are deeming 2025 the year of the AI agents. I think that's going to be the case, especially as we're stagnating a bit in terms of actually training models and making them better. They're only really getting marginally better, and we're gonna have to develop new ways to enhance the reasoning and learning of AI. I think agents are a good way because it allows you to go into a specific vertical and train an agent specifically for task more easily than you would to have a monolithic approach. And I think, the large companies now are going to start creating new tools that make it easier to create agents. And I don't know. I think the GPTs that OpenAI has are cool, but they're not really what agents can do, because tools are what allow agents to be really good at doing something specific. And a lot of the actual agent, built-in quote agent systems that the big ones have, like Mistral, OpenAI. I don't know if Claude has agents yet, but maybe they do. I just haven't used that in a while. But they don't have access to tools, really. They have the internet, but that's not enough. I'm talking specific APIs and tools that it could call to get other information, data, process things. That's what we need to really expand this agent era. So let's watch Gemini 2.0, see how they're able to do this. Prototypes.
Gemini 2.0 enables new kinds of multimodal AI agents. Agents that can see and hear the world around you. Think, plan, remember, and take action. Gemini 2.0 is what enables Project Astra, our research prototype of a universal AI assistant. Using capabilities like multimodal memory and real-time information.
Multimodal memory. Memory is also a new way to kind of enhance reasoning. We've seen this with Descartes AI. They call it like a temporal engine or something, which kind of creates a buffer or a stack or a queue or some sort of, like CPU like memory to understand where it's coming from, or not CPU, like RAM, I guess. Memory.
It lets you understand your world live.
What can you tell me about this sculpture?
The sculpture you're seeing is called My World in Your World by Eva Rothschild, located in Lewis Cubitt Park in London.
What kind of themes does her work explore?
She creates abstract sculptures that invite viewers to interact with and interpret their surroundings in new ways.
Project Astra is multilingual, using native audio to seamlessly.
Okay, but that's nothing new. Like, I don't what is. I feel like that's like the Apple Intelligence thing where it's like, yeah, Apple Intelligence could do this actually.
Switch languages as
and Apple Intelligence is horrible. It's like it can't really even do anything.
you speak.
Est-ce que tu peux me dire quelque chose d'intéressant à propos de ces lanternes?
Bien sûr, je peux vous parler des lanternes. Les lanternes que vous voyez font partie de la porte d'entrée de Chinatown à Londres.
பத்தி வேற ஏதாச்சும் சொல்ல முடியுங்களா?
நிச்சயமாக இது லண்டனில் உள்ள Chinatown நுழைவாயில்.
We're taking this to the next step with Project Mariner, with agents that can complete tasks on your behalf.
Yes, this is what we want to see. This is new.
You can ask it to do things like this that require multiple.
The most famous post-impressionists find a colorful painting on of theirs on Google Arts and Culture. That's the shitty part. Is like you just have to. It's like you're sucked into the Google infrastructure, and like it's not open. I've actually changed a bit. And like I think and also with this is what Meta's doing. I think that we need to have more open source, not like just like open. Okay, we don't need open AI models. We need open source AI models. What Meta's doing, they actually got ahead of the competition and they released their llama. It's not, it's disputed whether it's open source, but they released it before really anyone else could even release their own open source ones. And so they're just kind of the first mover advantage, and they've crushed competition in a way before it's even really started. I definitely feel like that's intentional, and that like Zuck's kind of doing that. Like that's a strategy, which I don't, whether that's good or bad is one thing. If it's open and anyone could use it for their use, and Meta's not going to hold it against people, I think that's good. But yeah, it's an interesting strategy, and I wonder if it will work in the long term. But that's kind of, I don't know. I'm kind of bearish now on these like closed type like OpenAI, Google Gemini. Yeah, I just don't think that's what's best for the long term of AI, especially once we get into more like AGI, post labor eras. I don't think having closed models is going to be best, because then it's a centralized control, and the centralized control is where you kind of get things that are you get bad actors, bad things that could happen when it's like has centralized control. Decentralized, not even decentralized, but just open control, allowing people to make additions, change it to fit their needs outside of the influence of the corporation.
Multiple steps: doing research to look up the artist, then finding the painting, and then shopping for the right supplies.
Then add some colorful paints to my Etsy cart. That's cool. That's new.
The agent uses the web to take action and find what you're looking for.
Also, though, I do hope that you don't have to. How do I explain this? It should be background jobs. That's how this should be going. Like, I don't care to see it be done right now. I just want to type it in and have it, and then like close the thing, and then I'll just do it in the background, and then like I'll get a email or text or a message when it's done. I don't have to sit there and watch it, because at that point I might as well just do it myself.
It plans and reasons at each step, always staying in your control and completing your task. Gemini 2.0 enables agents that can be applied across domains. We're exploring agents that can explore virtual worlds, assisting you in video games.
Where do you recommend
Bro. Why play video games when the AI could play it for you? Silver in League of Legends? Deploy my AI bot, we'll get you up to plat, no problem.
I attack from on this base?
Given the base layout, I recommend attacking from the bottom or south side. This direction allows you to target the town hall directly with your giants, while the wizards can handle the surrounding defenses.
Bro, it's gonna be impossible to do good in these games unless you have an AI assistant. It's gonna, oh my gosh, bro! Imagine the hardcore Clash of Clans players like developing their own AI bots to crush their competition. You know, it's like it's just gonna be who has the best AI to play the game for them. It's not even about who has the best skill. It's just like who could train the best AI to win the game.
Surrounding defenses.
Gemini 2.0 can reason about the physical world, understanding 3D spatial environments and objects. These capabilities are being applied to robotics, with agents that can assist you in your everyday physical environment.
And this is the end goal. You have a real, you don't have an agent, you don't have a digital agent, you have a, you know, real life robot agent standing next to me, you know, and I'll be like, hey, go to the grocery store and get me some of those low carb tortillas, and it'll be like, on it, bro. I can walk down, take a bird scooter down to, you know, the store and pick me up some tortillas that I was missing. Or it has jetpack built in, it'll just fly over there, or it has its own like drone that'll pick it up, or even more so, it'll just dispatch another agent from the store, and then they'll just deliver it to me. The other robot agent will go downstairs, meet him, collect it for me, or he'll just leave it by the door. Then my, you know, robot agent will walk down, open the door, take it, make it, bring it up to me. I might ask it to make me a quesadilla, and it'll do that for me too. That's the end goal.
Learn more about how Gemini 2.0 is enabling the next generation of multimodal AI agents at deepmind.google/Gemini.
We'll take a look at that after. They have another video. This is the Project Astra. This is specifically for the agents, pretty sure. So let's watch this, and then we'll look more detail about the blog post and such.
We've got a Pixel phone loaded with the latest test build of Project Astra, and we're going to leave the office to test it around London.
London. Wait, I missed that. Project Astra is our research prototype exploring the future capabilities of universal AI system. Gemini 2.0.
I've got this email with apartment info. Can you tell me the door code and remember it?
I'll remember the door code for you. It is 1170. To unlock it, enter the code.
Okay. Bro, he just leaked the door code. But also, I wouldn't trust giving ChatGPT my password. I just don't trust OpenAI. Like I don't know what they're necessarily doing with that. Especially if you have training on, or like it'll train on your data. Like, what is your password now looped into you know, a part of ChatGPT? So like if someone figures it out or whatever, they could prompt them and get a password. Dang, he just straight up leaked this Wi-Fi password too. But what is this on though? This looks like Google Keep or the Gemini app. Oh no, okay, actually it looks like it's in a like Gmail or something, and it's using like the assistant to look at the actual phone. Also, they're literally using an iPhone. Like, could Google not use their own Pixel phone?
For you, it is 1170. To unlock it, enter
Oh wait, that is a Pixel. Holy shit, I literally look like an iPhone. Wow, it literally just looks like an iPhone from the front.
1170. To unlock it, enter the code and then press the unlock button.
Is this like a Airbnb or something?
Based on these symbols, how should I wash this?
The tag
Bro.
Machine wash at 30 degrees Celsius. Avoid bleach and tumble drying. Iron on low and dry cleanable.
That actually is useful because I've no idea how to read those, but like who cares? Just throw it in, bro. It'll survive.
What settings should I use on this machine?
Oh, come on. Think for yourself at least, bro. Try, figure it out. It's gonna, you know, you'll learn something. It'll, you know, spark something in your brain. This is literally, this is the evolution of Apple this is the evolution of Apple Intelligence ad where the guy puts his phone up to the person walking the dog and asks it what kind of dog it is. This is the evolution of that. It's only a little bit more useful, but still, you know, figure it out yourself. I don't know. If you don't know how to use a washing machine, then maybe you have some other problems to figure out.
Based on the laundry instructions of 30 degrees Celsius, select the 30 setting under Easy Care on the dial.
Bro, like come on. Like, he could have figured that out.
I've got this list of recommendations. Can you tell me a bit about some of them?
I can search for these places for you. Cold Drops Yard is a shopping destination with unique industrial design. Luminary Bakery is a social enterprise bakery. And Tate Modern is a modern and contemporary art museum.
Now we're going to try Project Astra out on the street. Let's see what it can do. I've always said scone, but now I'm hearing people say scone. Can you help me with the pronunciation?
It's a fascinating topic. The pronunciation of scone, both scone rhyming with gone and scone rhyming with bone, are accepted pronunciations, though regional variations exist.
Scone? Never heard of that.
What can you tell me about this sculpture?
The sculpture you're seeing is called My World in Your World by Eva Rothschild, located in Lewis Cubitt Park in London.
What kind of themes does her work explore?
She created
multimodal reasoning? What is that? Like, this seems marketing speak. Like, what do you mean multimodal reasoning? What's multimodal?
It's abstract sculptures that invite viewers to interact with and interpret their surroundings in new ways.
Would these do well if I planted them back home?
Mountain fleece can grow well in New York. They prefer full sun to partial shade and moist, well-drained soil.
Cross-session memory already exists in ChatGPT. Just saying.
Your garden in New York should be a good fit for these flowers.
I'm trying to get a gift for my friend, and this is everything she's been reading. How would you describe her taste in books?
Based on these titles, your friend seems
Screen share, that's cool, but probably only on Pixel devices.
to enjoy a mix of history, biography.
Okay, see, my dream would be to have these features as a separate layer to the underlying models or intelligence providers. I want to have at the bottom layer these intelligence providers like Google Gemini, OpenAI, you know, Claude, Mistral, and then on top of it is all these other cool tools like screen sharing, computer use, reasoning, even reasoning, deep reasoning. Those are layered on top of the actual intelligence models themselves, or intelligence providers, the actual AI models themselves. And then we could have all these other cool stuff stacked on top. So it's not these proprietary type of features like only usable on Apple, only usable on a Pixel phone, only usable on Windows. Like, I want it to be more open so that everyone could have access to it, and also you could customize it to your need. And I feel like that's really where the AI is going to shine once we were able to customize it to how we want it. And I don't really want to be dependent on some big tech company that could change it or do whatever they want, gobble up your data and use it for nefarious reasons. I don't want that. And so I think having a more layered or distributed approach to certain features or features in with AI would be much better for kind of just pushing it forward. But yeah, I don't like how now it's like you have to go to Google and use a Google device, whatever, like lock you into your walled garden. I don't like that. It's just long term, that's just not gonna be the best.
And perhaps a touch of political or social commentary.
I picked some of these out. Any idea which one she'd like the most?
Consider half of a yellow sun for its exploration of complex social and political issues within a historical setting, aligning with her interest in narratives that offer insight into significant periods.
Yeah, this is again, you're removing the human part from the actual. You're removing the humanness from the human. You're removing the human thinking from the human. It makes it personal because you picked it. You thought that they would be interested in this topic. You had some, connection. You thought of some connection to this book or whatever to give to the person, and that's what makes it thoughtful and human, not the AI analyzing and statistically picking the best one. While that does seem like something I would do, I don't know if I would do this when I'm giving a gift in a human to get this human connection. I don't know. That seems so out of touch. It's a cool bus.
Will that bus take me anywhere near Chinatown?
Yes, it does. The 24 bus route goes through Leicester
Okay, that was
Square,
cool.
which is very close to Chinatown.
That was impressive.
Are there any landmarks on the way?
Riding the number 24 bus, notable landmarks you will likely encounter are Westminster Abbey, Big Ben, and Trafalgar Square.
I also met up with some friends to test out the multilingual capabilities.
Est-ce que tu peux me dire quelque chose d'intéressant à propos de ces lanternes?
This is in the other video.
Bien sûr, je peux vous parler des lanternes. Les lanternes que vous voyez font partie de la porte d'entrée de Chinatown à Londres. Elles ont une signification culturelle pour les Chinois et sont souvent utilisées pendant les célébrations et les festivals.
இதை பத்தி வேற ஏதாச்சும் சொல்ல முடியுங்களா?
நிச்சயமாக இது லண்டனில் உள்ள சைனா டவுன் நுழைவாயில். இது ஒரு குறிப்பிடத்தக்க அடையாளமாகும். இது அந்த பகுதியின் கலாச்சார முக்கியத்துவத்தை குறிக்கிறது.
Now I'm using these prototype glasses to test Project Astra hands-free. Can you check if it's going to rain anytime soon?
Google
It
Glass.
looks like it is currently mostly sunny in London. Rain is expected tonight from around 10 p.m. until tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
Hey, what?
This is another part of the whole thing, though. Like, imagine you could just buy glasses and then you just, log into your account for one of the intelligence providers, and it's not attached to like a company like this.
That park next to me.
Google.
The park looks to be Primrose Hill, known for its panoramic city views and the notable Shakespeare's tree.
Can you check if I can bike in there?
It appears that cycling is actually banned within Primrose Hill itself, although it is permitted in nearby areas and the rest of Regent's Park.
I'm biking back to Camden. Can you check if there's any supermarkets along the way?
There's a Sainsbury's on Camden Road, a Morrison's on Chalk Farm Road, and an M&S Simply Food on Camden High Street.
What was the door code again?
The door code you saved previously is 1170.
Whoa.
Oh, thanks.
Cross-device memories exist with ChatGPT. All right. So did they have a smart? Yeah, I didn't think Google's. Sure sounds like Google's planning to actually launch some smart glasses. Yeah, which I've covered several other smart glasses developments, and every big tech company seems to be, bar Microsoft, but they technically may have already have them with the HoloLens. But well, I guess that's shut down technically. But every big tech company almost is working on some sort of form of smart glasses. Which is interesting. Okay, let's look at the blog post. I'm gonna sit down here because my back's hurting.
Introducing Gemini 2.0, our new AI model for the agentic era. Sundar Pichai.
Read AI generated summary. Google DeepMind introduces 2.0. Dual 2.0. Okay, I don't, let's actually read it. I don't care about a message from our CEO though. This notebook LM, I swear I tried it, but maybe I didn't. I'll have to give that a try later. Okay. They were excited to announce our next era of models built on the new agentic era, introducing Gemini 2.0, our most capable model yet. New advances in multimodality like native image and audio output and native tool use. It'll enable us to build new AI agents that bring us closer to our vision for universal assistant. Starting today, our Gemini 2.0 Flash experimental model will be available to all Gemini users. Let me actually check Open Router and see if it's on there yet. Because we could actually use it without using Google. Browse. Yep, we got it. Oh, it's free too. What the heck? 8K context though is tiny. No one's using it yet. I don't really know what it's supposed to like. Yeah, this is exactly what I was saying before. It's like, it's cool if you're using it with other products. On its own, it's just as, you know, it's just another AI model that isn't like anything crazy. We're also launching a new feature called Deep Research, which uses advanced reasoning and long context capabilities to act as a research assistant, exploring complex topics and compelling reports on your behalf. It's available in Gemini Advanced today, which I don't pay for that, so. No product has been transformed more than AI than our search. Our AI overviews have reached 1 billion people. 2.0 advances are underpinned by decade-long investments in our differentiated full-stack approach to AI innovation. It's built on custom hardware like Trillium, our 6th generation TPU. Yeah, which we were talking about earlier when talked about Apple making their own server CPU. TPUs powered 100% of Gemini 2.0's training and inference, and today Trillium is generally available to customers. They could build with it too. That's cool. And 100% of Gemini 2.0 training and inference is interesting. Training is even more interesting because inference isn't as compute intensive as training, and so inference could be done on like CPUs, powerful CPUs still, but training is impressive, and I wonder how long it takes and what its like efficiency is compared to other players. Yeah, and Tensor, I think this is important too because TensorFlow, which Google created, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Google Brain. It's built around this. And so I wonder how much they rely on things like TensorFlow, because let's see, it says part of the general availability, Trillium TPUs are also making key enhancements to AI hypercomputers' open software layer, including optimizations to the XLA compiler and popular frameworks such as JAX, PyTorch, TensorFlow to achieve leading price performance at scale across AI training. Okay, so yeah, this is what I was curious about. Tuning and serving. So training, tuning, serving. Training, yeah, fine tuning might be a better way. Additionally, features such as host offloading using the massive host DRM or DRAM, combining to high bandwidth memory or HBM, which HBM is actually in. I think this is one of the bottlenecks for developing chips right now that like TSMC and the like are having. The actual supply of this. Deliver next level efficiency. AI hypercomputer enables you to extract maximum value from unprecedented deployment of over 100,000 trillion chips per Jupyter network fabric with 13 petabits a second of bisectoral bandwidth. I mean, this all sounds nice, but like you just got to compare it to what's actually out there. Like this could be miles under what actually the competition can do, but it just sounds fancy because they're just like listing big numbers. Here are some key improvements that Trillium delivers over the prior generation. So this is only the prior generation. When was this? This is oh, this was today. Oh shit. Okay, so this was today too. Okay. I thought this was old news. So I wonder what they're releasing though. This part of Google Cloud? Yeah, today it's generally Google Cloud. I see. I also wonder if they launched it. Okay, theory. theory, they release Trillium now after training Gemini 2.0 because they probably might not have a new version, a new main point version like a 3.0 for a long time, and so they don't need to use the capacity that they have to train Gemini, and so they could release it now to the other competition or like their customers while they deploy more, so that by the time they want to do or start training, you know, a new major version, that they'll have enough to sell to customers and also for themselves to train their own model. As long as users of TPUs, TPU since v4. And by the way, TPU's tensor processing unit versus CPU central processing unit. It's their tensor, which goes along with the TensorFlow. Tensor's an actual it's something on its own. Multi-map on some combination of scalars, vectors. I mean scalars, vectors, which is all in tensors. It all goes into the training. You know, I mean, training AI is essentially just a bunch of different multi-dimensional vectors and such. Tensor is an algebraic object that describes a multilinear relationship between sets of algebraic objects related to a vector space. Yeah, so maybe it's tensors is actually I should be using, not vectors. And you know, they're graphing in multi-dimensional space that allows you to see similarity between different you know, words, length, like sentences, etc., which is how they're able to predict what comes next, which is how, you know, generative AI kind of works. So yeah, it's interesting. So TPU since v4, we're incredibly impressed with the capabilities of Google Cloud's Trillium. The advancements in scale, speed, and cost efficiency are significant. We believe Trillium will be essential in accelerating the development of our next generation of sophisticated language models, enabling us to deliver even more powerful and accessible AI solutions to our customers. Kind of marketing speak, but 67% increase in energy efficiency. Again, this could still be 50% worse than the top players right now, but it sounds good because they're, you know, just listing it. So you really got to see it compared to everything else. Trillium achieves 99% scaling efficiency with a deployment of 12 pods consisting of 3,072 chips, and demonstrates a 94% scaling efficiency across 24 pods with 6,144 chips to pre-train GPT-3 175B billion. Even when operating costs across a data center network to pre-train. Even when operating across a data center network to pre-train. I see. We use 4 sliced Trillium chips and a 1 sliced Trillium 250 chip pods. Our baseline result in over 90% scaling. When training the Llama 2 70B model, no offense, so these models are like extremely outdated now. Llama 2 70B model. Got an echo here. These are pretty outdated. Like Llama 2, like we're on 3.3. Like GPT-3, it's like, bro, we're like, who knows how old this is now? I mean, we had GPT-4 for a while, but also like, yeah, I don't know. Realistically, as benchmarks should go, you should be running the benchmark with the every single time you you run an update. So they should be benchmarking on every single chip that they've had previously, or to use these benchmarks today using, you know, whatever. Like there's no reason, like if they benchmark this Llama 2, if they're using this because they're just using it to compare to the previous benchmarks they've used, then they're not doing it right. They should be re-benchmarking every single time with the newest ones to be able to compare current to the previous. Google benchmark using max text reference on 4K. Yeah, I don't know how much I trust. Like, I need like a third party to run the benchmarks to really like trust it. Oh, mixture of experts models. Okay, that seems to be kind of popping up. LLMs like Gemini are inherently powerful and complex with billions of parameters. Training such dense LLMs require enormous computational power combined with co-designed software optimizations. Trillium delivers up to 4 times faster training for dense LLMs like Llama 270B, GPT-3 175 million than the previous generation Cloud TPU v5e. Okay, here we go. So this is Trillium TPU v5e relative performance for LLMs. Is v5e? Is that Trillium? 4 times faster training. So this is 4. Okay, so this is comparing it to the v5e. What version is Trillium? Is this v6? That's what I'm saying. It's like they want you to not, like, someone who's worked and done data viz for most of my professional career, like, these are shit. What's the version of Trillium? Because, like, what if it's like version 7 and they're comparing it to like 2 versions away? I mean, I'm probably not, but like, come on. Run on v5e and Trillium. Inference performance and collection scheduling. Okay. The growing importance of multi-step reasoning at inference time necessitates accelerators that can efficiently handle the increased computational demands. Trillium provides significant advancements for inference workloads, enabling faster and more efficient AI model deployment. In fact, Trillium delivers our best TPU inference performance for image diffusion and dense LLMs. Our tests demonstrate over 3 times higher relative inference throughput, images per second for stable diffusion XL, and nearly 2x higher relative inference throughput tokens per second for Llama 270B compared to Cloud TPU v5e. I'd wonder why they're using such old models though. Like, they're not even using the 3.0 version, they're using the 2. Delivering training and inference price performance. Cool. Let's watch this video, actually. There's a video. ASIC. All right, this is essentially everything we just read. Okay, this is such a sidetrack. Okay, TPU. They announced that today too. I need to find some people to follow that are more involved with like training and the hardware around AI, because I'm interested in that still, because I think it's gonna there's a lot of startups around that, but I just don't know how many are actually gonna continue to and get to an actual product made, especially chips. But I'm interested to see the field more and understand it more. I feel like it's not really, because it is covered, but not really where I follow. If Gemini 1.0 was about organizing and understanding information, Gemini 2.0 is about making it much more useful. Okay, that's what we've all been waiting for. 2.0 Flash builds on the success of 1.5 Flash, our most popular model yet for developers with advanced performance at similarly fast response times. Notably, 2.0 Flash even outperforms 1.5 Pro on key benchmarks. Twice the speed. 2.0 Flash comes with new capabilities. In addition to supporting multimodal inputs like images, video, and audio, 2.0 Flash now supports multimodal output like natively generated images mixed with text and steerable text-to-speech. Multilingual audio. Okay, yeah, which we kind of saw. Also can natively call tools like Google Search, code execution, as well as third-party user-defined functions. Yeah, so this is the agent part. This is what we want to see more of. This is where you can at least customize it a little bit to your needs, more so. And I mean, these benchmarks or whatever, like you really need to compare it to the other models. I don't really care about comparing to previous Gemini. Like we know you improved it, and I mean, like look at it. It was like not even 1%, less than 1% on this one. This one is less than 10%. Code generation, marginal. This one's a little more than marginal. This is a good one. This is a big jump. Marginal. If it's less than 5%, it's marginal to me. This one's worse. I mean, I guess the context is smaller, so this is a jump. Image. That would make sense. Because they need with the phone thing that they're showing, they probably need to increase that one a bit more. But still kind of marginal. Yeah, marginal, not even improved. Essentially not even improved. So wait, what's new? What's the difference? They have access to tools. That seems to be it. Google 2.0 Flash is available now as an experimental model to develop via the Gemini API and Google AI Studio and Vertex AI. With multimodal input and text output available to all developers and text-to-speech. Okay, I don't like this isn't even that much better though. It's so marginal. Help developer build dynamic interactive applications. We're also releasing a new multimodal live API that has real-time audio, video, streaming input, and the ability to use multiple combined tools. More information about 2.0 Flash. Yeah. Okay, that's cool, I guess. I don't use the Gemini app, won't be downloading that. Okay, unlocking agentic experiences with Gemini 2.0. Now, right now, Google's using agent. I feel like just because it's a buzzword, the actual agents for, like they said, like going in and browsing the web and doing things yourselves, yes. But like just having access to a tool doesn't all of a sudden make it an agent. Practical applications of AI. Oh, wait, I skipped this. Oh yeah, Gemini 2.0 is Flash. Flash's native user experience app action capabilities, along with other improvements like multimodal reasoning, long context understanding, complex instructions following and planning, compositional function calling, native tool use and improved latency, all work in concert to enable a new class of agentic experiences. The practical applications of AI agents is a research area full of exciting possibilities. We're exploring a new frontier in a series of prototypes that can help people accomplish tasks and get things done. Okay, this include an update to Project Astra, a research prototype exploring future capabilities of a universal AI assistant. A new project which explores the future of human agent interactions, starting with your browser, and Jules, an AI-powered code agent that can help developers. Say, like, how is Jules different than just writing code with Gemini? We're still in the early stages. Okay, yeah. You already watched this video. Agents using multimodal understanding of the real world. Since we introduced Project Astra at I/O, we've been learning from new trusted testers using it on Android phones. Better dialogue. Okay, new tool use. Google Search, Lens, and Maps. Better memory. Improved Project Astra's ability to remember things while keeping you in control. Now it's up to 10 minutes of 10 minutes? That's it? They like hyped this up, bro. 10 minutes? If you talk to it for 10 minutes, like, okay, bro, this video just looks so much more staged and planned than it already was now, because he's been talking to the AI agent the entire video, and bro, he's riding around town way more than 10 minutes, and he comes back to home and he remembers the thing and remembers the code. Like, unless you only have it remember like certain snippets or only remembers important things. Project Mariner, agents that help you accomplish complex tasks. So this is the web one. We haven't watched this actually. Let's watch this first. Watch it on YouTube, bigger screen. Oh, my mouse is big. Chrome. You have to use Chrome. Yes, that's the lame part, honestly. I wanted to work in the background. I just wanted to send it off and do its shit. I don't even want to have a browser for it to do it. Yeah, but that exists though. Like, Google's going the old Apple route, where like they're pretend like they essentially invented this already, when it's like, I don't know, it's kind of old news. Jules. Exploring how AI agents can assist developers with Jules, an experimental AI-powered code that integrates directly into a GitHub workflow, can tackle an issue, develop a plan, and execute it, all under developers' direction and supervision. This effort is part of our long-term goal of building AI agents and helping in all domains, including coding. Oh, right, the games one. Oh my god, they actually have a specific one for video games. Linking this in their Discord. This is ridiculous. It's like tier list. It's all this is gonna do is just it's going to it's really just gonna bridge the gap between shitty game developers and game design and players. That's all it's gonna do. It's just gonna make shitty games it's gonna make it easier to play shitty games, which you don't really want, because you want the shitty games to, you want the market to, you know, filter those out. You don't want to have these shitty games. Or like the players aren't even actually going to learn how to play the game. Like, well, yeah, this one is so weird. That was so lame. This is so lame. Okay, let's read what they have to say about it. Google DeepMind has a long history of using games to help AI models become better at following rules, planning, and logic. Just last week, for example, we introduced Genie 2, our AI model that can create an endless variety of playable 3D worlds, all from a single image. Building on this tradition, we've built 8 agents using Gemini 2.0 that can help you navigate the virtual world of video games. They can reason about the game based solely on the action on the stream and offer up suggestions for what to do next in real-time conversation. We're collaborating with leading game developers like Supercell to explore how these agents work, testing their ability to interpret rules and challenges across a diverse range of games, from strategy titles like Clash of Clans to farming simulators like Heyday. Beyond acting as virtual gaming companions, these agents can even tap into Google search to connect you with a wealth of gaming knowledge on the web. I mean, that seems useful, because I can imagine playing a game and instead of going, like, looking up the wiki myself, I could just ask my agent and it would just visit the wiki themselves. Like, that's okay. Saves you time. In addition to exploring agentic capabilities in the virtual world, we're experimenting with agents that can help in the physical world by applying Gemini 2.0 spatial reasoning capabilities to robotics. Why would they say that, like, after, I guess, games and other domains? It can assist in the physical environment. All right, building responsibly in the agentic era. Okay. As we develop more new technologies, we recognize the responsibility it entails and the many questions AI agents open up for safety and security. Yeah, more so like what's going to happen to like advertising if we're just going to be... If it's just agents going to visit websites, like that's going to count as like a view or a click when it's actually just the AI agent. And so how are advertisers going to track that? We're going to have certain headers now for AI agents. Do they have to respect robots.txt? I feel like there's a lot of questions kind of like that are going to pop up. Will there be specific ads to advertise to AI agents that will influence them on what they respond back to the customer, or, you know, whatever their user when they come back? Like, a lot of questions. Allocate each review group, identify, okay, whatever. Gemini 2.0 reasoning capabilities have enabled major advancements in our AI-assisted red team approach, including the ability to go beyond simply detecting risk and now automatically generate evaluations and training data to mitigate them. Multimodal increases the complexity of potential outputs. We'll continue to evaluate and train the models. Mitigate users against unintentionally sharing sensitive information with the agent. Bro, they literally shared Wi-Fi passwords and like building codes. How's that not sensitive information? I guess unintentionally. It was intentionally. Built-in privacy controls to make it easy for users to delete sessions. Also continue to research and ways to ensure AI agents act as reliable sources of information. Don't take unintended actions on your behalf. Working to ensure our models learn to prioritize user instructions over third-party attempts at prompt injection. Expose the fraud and phishing attempts. Yeah. They released marking a new chapter for our Gemini model with the release of Gemini 2.0 Flash and a series of research prototypes exploring agentic possibilities. We have reached an exciting milestone in Gemini era, and we're looking forward to continuing safely to explore all the possibilities within reach as they build towards AGI. Yeah, interesting. One thing that Google is doing. So Google, I think about it more. I feel like Google is pretty far ahead only because they have so many verticals. So really, like, Apple doesn't have their own data centers. I mean, at least, you know, not in the sense that Google or Microsoft does. But they do have a phone. They have a phone platform, a mobile operating system, and mobile platform like Google. Google has their own data centers. They also have their own model. Apple doesn't have their own model yet. They're using, you know, ChatGPT or OpenAI. Microsoft is using OpenAI. Amazon has Anthropic, and they have their own servers, but they don't have a mobile platform. They have Kindle, but I don't know if I really count that. Google's actually in a unique position here. They have Google Search. They have Google Documents and everything. Microsoft has that. They have Bing. They have, you know, Office 365, whatever they're calling it now. Yeah, this is interesting. An interesting position for Google. There's obviously the Chinese. They have like Alibaba, the Chinese companies. You have like Alibaba, who has data centers, server platforms. I don't know if they have mobile, but they have shopping. They have shopping. We have like Xiaomi. There's the mobile platform. I don't know how big Xiaomi is outside of phones and like consumer electronics. We have Baidu. Baidu is like close to Google. I don't think Baidu has a phone though. This is 2023. Jaidu, which is like, it seems like it's like Siri or Gemini. No, this is like Siri more so, or like Bixby. Remember Bixby, Samsung? Yeah, Google's very uniquely positioned, actually, now that I think about it. They also have Chrome, which I guess Microsoft has Chrome, or Edge, but I don't know. Yeah, interesting. Interesting times. All right. Well, that's really all I had today. A few smaller topics, but not as big as these. But yeah, that's what I want to cover today. So yeah, interesting times for Gemini. Oh wait, let's check out this actually. Large scale foundational world model. This was the 4th of December. Yeah, training environments for future general agents. This is essentially what Descartes AI is doing. And it's what NVIDIA's Omniverse Replicator is doing. Maybe not specifically Omniverse, but yeah, this is like beating what Descartes' doing, because Descartes can't do this. Once you turn around and then turn back around, it's a different world. Pausable content on the fly maintains consistent world for up to a minute. Okay, like content on the fly. Smoke, gravity, lighting, fluctuations. Playing from real world images. This is what World AI was doing. Or worldlabs.ai. Rapid prototyping. Agents. Below we show an example of SEMA agent that we developed in collaboration with game developers, following instructions on unseen environments synthesized by Genie 2 by a single prompt. Cool. Prompt go upstairs, prompt go where the plants are, prompt go in the middle door. Interesting. Yeah, diffusion world model. Yeah, this is exactly what... This is exactly what Descartes was doing. So image gen, and then we feed it into the encoder, and then it takes the W and it predicts what's going to come next. You press the A, it's going to, you know, when the character moves, it's going to predict and then generate what would happen, you know, if you were to press the A and so forth. Huh, yeah, it's interesting. I missed this though. Announced this in March. SEMA, Scalable Instructable Multi-World Agent. I'll have to follow this more because this is interesting. I just don't know. Yeah, I don't really know actual use cases. I just don't know if game devs would do this. I don't know. But yeah, it's Gemini 2. I don't know about this. Very marginal increases, proprietary, like agentic, but it's not really. Nothing new, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. We'll follow this. We'll continue this. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you learned something. We're entertained. Back tomorrow, 9 a.m. PST. We'll watch OpenAI Shipmas Day 6, I believe it is, because today is Day 5. Yeah, Day 6. Hopefully it's more exciting than nothing, than just releasing something that's already been released or that already exists. And yeah, we'll find some other interesting news to cover. So thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Bro, I can't find the button. 9 a.m. PST. Tuning in. I have to press 50 buttons to end all my streams.